I've been like stewing about this, and that sounds crazy, but just hear me out.
I need to hear if someone's honking at me while I'm listening to Limp Bizkit break stuff.
I started it my junior year of high school. Gosh, thinking like 15 years into the future, I have big ideas.
Welcome to the Venture Into Moving podcast with your higgity host, Nate Becker. That's me.
All right, well, we might as well get going then, right?
Okay, cool, yeah.
No butterflies here. So today I'm sitting down with Piper Booher from the Sound of Kindness, which is a nonprofit helping families with children who have hearing loss by providing resources and funding. Sounds right?
Yeah.
Well, perfect. Well, then let's jump right into the meat and potatoes of it. What is Sound of Kindness?
Sound of Kindness is a nonprofit that I started, when I was 17 in high school.
Dang. 17?
Yeah, we're getting to like our 2-year mark. I started it my junior year of high school based off of this like kind of crazy like rabbit hole that I went down is the best way you could call it. Basically, I was sitting in my AP psychology class and we were learning about the ear and the way that it works. And for a little background information, I grew up deaf in my right ear. I was born with hearing loss. And so I've always kind of been like in the ins and outs of the deaf community since I was little. And so I was sitting in my AP psychology class and we were learning about the ear and bone conduction and stuff, and we started learning about cochlear implants. And that
Hold on, what's a cochlear?
A cochlear implant is basically it's like a hearing device that goes inside of your ear, and it has like a little like string that goes inside the cochlea, which is the bone that creates sound.
Oh, right on.
Yes, and so and the implant basically allows for someone who can't hear to hear without like using a hearing aid or anything like that.
So they're like putting a different bone in there, essentially?
Yeah, well, technically, they're stimulating the nerve cells that are in there with these like beeps and buzzes. It gets into this like really crazy like high-tech stuff, but basically it's sparked my interest in wanting to maybe do something like that for myself. So I started talking to audiologists here in Bend, and she was like, okay, Piper, like, we're gonna get you like on the right track. She set me up with this hearing aid, right? And
how old were you when you got that specific hearing aid?
I was, I just started to drive, so I was 16. And I felt so cool driving up to the audiologist all by myself, like going to my own doctor's appointment in my, 2002 beat up Volvo that I love so much.
I love old Volvos.
Yeah. And so I pull up and I finally get my hearing aid and they hand me the invoice, and I saw the total and it was $0. And I was like, wow, that's crazy, because right above it, it said it would have been, $2,500 just for, the
one hearing aid.
Yeah, and most people need 2.
Yeah,
I only
one
need
for each ear.
And I'm like, whew, that is expensive. I'm really glad that I don't have to pay that. And then I, like, as I was
You weren't
driving
expecting
home,
that?
No, I wasn't. I was expecting like some type of copay.
Yeah.
So I was kind of preparing myself,
Like $250.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
gonna be less than $250. Let's go.
Exactly. Yeah. No, but $0, nothing. And I was just so grateful. So as I was driving home, I was like, wow, some people like aren't as lucky as me to have that insurance coverage and the ability to pay like the extra amount that insurance doesn't cover. And so that's
insurance isn't cheap to have either.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
I bet.
I know. So that's kind of like what got the ball rolling for Sound of Kindness.
Right on. So I have bone conducting headphones.
Oh yeah.
Ones that sit, because I don't like it with them in my ear.
Okay, yeah.
I like them with them in my ear, but then they say it's bad for you. Is that true? Having headphones?
I don't think I know enough about that, but
I got them so they sit on my bones right there.
Really?
Right in front of my,
Really? I have those too. I use them for running because you can still hear it, right?
Yep. That's the same thing with me. I need it from running around the neighborhood. I need to hear if someone's honking at me while I'm listening to Limp Bizkit break stuff. Okay, so let's see here. Where were we just at? So how old were you when you first got the ball rolling? You said you were you were 16.
Yeah.
Where'd you go from there? Like, what was your next step into
Well,
kind of like the slow burn into actually starting something?
I never actually made the connection like between, the hearing and the nonprofit side. Like I knew I wanted to do something. I just didn't know. I had this craving almost to do something, right? To make an impact. And so I like started researching like, kind of faults in our community. But then I was like, wait a second, like I've been missing the big picture this entire time. Which is starting a foundation that helps families, cover the cost of hearing aids, provide hearing aids, and also help them with like the resources that are lacking in their community for their children with hearing loss.
You thought of doing all this so young, and most people are trying to like drink some Bacardis or hang out at the parties. What are you doing? How's your brain thinking of how can I help? Don't you want to wait until you're old enough to be able to do it? You just jumped into it at a young age, and where'd this confidence come from? Or like where'd this hope to or yearn to help come from? I mean, that's crazy. I'm just sitting here thinking about, sorry, that's why I was blank earlier, like, damn, we're doing this so young.
Yeah, I think it was my parents who brought in my horizon. They always said, like dream big, like you can always, go bigger. I think one of the most important parts for starting something when, people kind of underestimate you, especially for your age.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah, it's a big task.
And for yourself too, like you're thinking like, who am I to make a change?
Right, exactly. That there's a piece of confidence that you need with that. And I think that's really important. And my parents definitely helped with that, but also, sticking with your guns when people say, oh, why don't you, start a chapter at your college stemming from this bigger nonprofit, or why don't you join a nonprofit, or
that's just them not believing in you, kind of.
Right. If you have an idea, you can't fall short of that. Yeah. You gotta go and get it.
Yeah, and if you fall short, you still you aim so big, you probably still went further than your tiny dreams of your friends already. So what was it like starting? Like, walk me through what it's like to start the nonprofit.
Gosh.
How do you even do you go to the government? You go, government, I want to do this. Like, wow.
Yeah, I know. It's this giant task, and I remember like every night before going to bed, like I felt this like pounding on my heart because I was like, wow, like this is just like weighing on me. Like, what am I supposed to do?
You probably didn't understand it when you started it, or were you expecting that?
I was expecting that it was going to be hard, but I underestimated how hard it was actually going to be.
So you have to deal with the government? Because it seems like there's a lot of red tape. I don't know.
There is. So I think for someone, wondering where to start, I think the best way to start is to start with the more concrete things, like your paperwork, getting everything, in order. And then you start with the more abstract things, right? Fundraising. What does your brand look like? What does, So I started first by, registering with like the Secretary of State, like in Oregon.
Oh, so you registered your name. So what was that like? So, okay, let's talk about that first.
Gosh.
How'd you come up with the name Sound of Kindness?
Yes.
And then did you have like Google search to see if it was already a thing?
Yes. Oh my gosh, that was so annoying. Oh, that was the worst. So,
elaborate.
Yeah. So basically, I wanted it to be bright. I wanted it to be happy.
Yeah.
So I thought of if you look at our logo, actually, I designed it. It's a sunshine with I don't know what you call it, sound waves through it.
Okay.
Which I think represents like what we do. We bring we bring the sunshine. I try and be a positive.
And sound
person.
is a vibration, correct?
Yes.
So you're bringing the good vibrations.
Oh, I'll use that. I really like that. That's So basically, I created the name. You have to create the name first because then you have to register your name into your paperwork, right? Okay. But you also have to make sure that name isn't taken. Now, it was taken, so I had to buy it.
No. Who had it?
Companies will just buy domains, so you have to ask them.
So it's soundofkindness.com. Was that what it was?
Or
.org?
Yeah, it's soundkindness.org. But the name Sound of Kindness is our name.
Okay, yeah.
We couldn't get the soundofkindness.org domain. Someone already owned it.
That's the craziest thing.
I know.
I mean, even in the early days of the internet, everyone came up with all the things immediately. Like, wow, everything's taken. And those people, like you said, who just have all the names.
I know.
How much does it cost like ballpark for someone to buy a name? Like, oh,
It didn't cost us. It was like $10.
What?
I know. I'm being dramatic, but I was in high school.
We had to buy it.
I didn't have a ton of money. No. Gosh, that's something that no one talks about. Like, they totally underestimate the amount of money it takes to start something like this. Yeah.
Because you can afford to give your time. You're young, you got time.
Yep.
But that money is so hard to come by.
Oh, I know. Oh, gosh.
Especially when you're just getting able to drive and all of that. So what was it like? Walk me through your first. So you got your name down.
Yes.
And then you had to register it with the government.
Yes. And then there's all these like random acronyms that I had to do. Honestly, if I'm being completely transparent, I was so overwhelmed. I was like, okay, I had to use my resources. I was like, ChatGPT, please tell me what to do in the exact order that I need to do it. However, later I did learn that there is a better order to do it in, but
well, chat doesn't know all, but at least it got you going.
I know.
And you need to use all the cheat codes you can possibly use.
You do. Don't feel bad for utilizing your resources, especially with a big task like this. Like, that is the best way to break it down and get what you want accomplished.
Yeah, and a lot of people will suffer from analysis paralysis, especially smart people. Think of all the options. They weigh through everything so hard because they don't want to make mistakes. And then idiots like me, I come along and I'm like, nothing could go wrong. And I just start going. And then when things happen, you just kind of get through it. And I'm light years ahead of the person who's much smarter than me in the same shoes.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm part of their head, but that's my superpower. I'm pretty dumb. I don't think things through. Was it hard for you? It seems like a really smart person endeavor to help with hearing aids and have to learn what a colloquialism was or whatever you called that.
Yeah.
I mean, did you have a lot of analysis paralysis? Or?
I think I had some. I definitely.
Because it kind of seems from the outside, that you really jumped into it.
I had a lot of ideas and I didn't really know where to put them. And I got overwhelmed and I wanted to share all this information because I was super passionate about it. And I think passion is very important for getting something done.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was it like? So it took you how long from Sound of Kindness until you're actually a legit, nonprofit? How long did that take?
It took 4 months.
Okay. And did it take much money besides that $10 bill you had to spend?
It took so much money. It took a lot of money. Well, in my eyes, it's a lot. It took I would say around a solid $700 just to, with all the fees. The fees they bring that up at the end. When you're registering for your 501c3 status, they're like, okay, now you have to give us $250, and you're
now
like,
you
wait,
spent 3 hours on this form.
Yeah. Oh, the forms. The forms are. I liked filling out the forms because it was like, okay, I feel like I'm actually getting something done, and
I'm saying some trigger words here. Forms.
You have some pages to reflect on, so you feel like you're actually doing something. That's something that no one really talks about, is you spend these hours in a day trying to get this giant project done, and you feel like you never get something done. My dad always says, he's like, welcome to adulthood.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did our podcast in the same room.
Yeah.
Yep, he was a good one. A lot of people listen to that one. Although he's got a face for radio. Just kidding. All right, so you started your nonprofit. What was the first, the beginning days of it like? How did you start actually raising money or getting awareness out or helping people? Right.
So the fundraising came a lot later than I would have wanted, and I think that's something that I had to be okay with, because I wanted to help people as soon as I actually was legit. I wanted to jump in it. I realized I couldn't really do that. I needed to.
But you thought you could, though, right?
I thought I could. You need to kind of get a standing first. I think the best way to, after you get, you legitimize your nonprofit, is to start networking and creating your web. I like to think of it as you're spreading your roots. You planted a seed, and you have to spread your roots.
Yeah, which takes time, though. It takes time for a tree to grow.
It does. I think utilizing your mentors and people that you meet is super important.
It's true.
So I started talking to people, and I was like, I have this thing, and I want to do something with it, and it's real. It's in my hands. I have the papers to prove it. And so just talking to people.
Were people taking you seriously?
No. Not at all.
Was it nerve-wracking to be like, all right, I'm young, Probably not gonna be taken seriously
Yeah.
here. Or did you think that people were going to immediately just take you serious?
I walked in there like I was like kind of faking it till I make it.
Yeah.
You know? You kind of have to do
You
that.
have to.
You can't, have that underlying fear that no one's gonna, take you seriously. You gotta fake it.
Yep.
So I actually, a few months after we got our 501c3 status, that's when we started our first fundraiser, which was in April.
What was it? Like, would you sell baked goods or?
No, I knew I couldn't do baked goods or something. I needed to scale it.
Yeah,
So
of course.
I talked to a local business here in Bend, and they let us do a fundraiser where they give 10% back to Sound of Kindness off of the proceeds that they make for that night.
What business was that?
It was Mountain Burger.
Oh, really? Mountain
they're
Burger.
Really great.
Yeah. In Northwest Crossing, right?
Yes.
Oh man,
They
that's really
have
good actually.
Insane sweet potato fries. Oh my gosh.
All right.
Yeah, yeah, and they give it to you in this like cup that you usually use for camping, so you like really feel like you're in Bend.
Oh yeah, I got in their burgers. I'm not really a fry guy, but sweet potato fries I am. All right, now for that, we will definitely be going there for lunch.
Yes. So they gave 10% back to us, and
Good morning. Probably the other door. Come on.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good, my friend. No problem at all. Forgot to lock our side door there. So if you're just listening, that was a crazy interruption. But if you're watching, you didn't see it either. So anyway, it might happen again because we're not locking that door. All right. So where were we just at there?
So they gave 10% back to us.
Okay, in Mountain Burger.
Yes, Mountain Burger. But I felt like I needed to do something more to get the most bang for like the work that we're gonna put into this fundraiser.
And you need that money.
Yeah. Yes. And so what I did was I started talking to businesses in Bend, trying to get donations because I wanted to do a raffle. And there's all these all this red tape around raffles for some reason.
Really? Like what?
Nonprofits. Like you can't raise like over like $4,000 without or something around there like without a special permit for that one. It's a whole thing. So with this like nonprofit thing, you'll run into a lot of road bumps and you realize
Red tape, huh?
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
A lot of stop, U-turn only, dead end.
Yep. And then you gotta go file something else, and then you keep going. You
find a way.
You do.
So you have to be passionate.
Yeah.
But I mean, I hear about all these big time, 501c3 POs, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
I hear about them, and they're taking in so much money.
Yeah.
You're making that kind of money, or not you, but that company, like their CEO, is making all that money, and they're barely giving it into the actual charity.
Yeah.
How's that work with you? Do you pay yourself or?
So I kind of had like a vision for how I wanted this like nonprofit to operate, because there's a lot of stigma around nonprofits like not being actual nonprofits.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe in transparency, and so I was like, okay, to be upfront, Nate, like I was even scared of like doing like reimbursements for like the cost of business, like for my like out of pocket for like what I would like pay to get these tax like documents filed. Like I didn't want to reimburse myself because I felt bad, and so I think that with public charities who do need, to give at least 5%, there's public charities and then there's private charities. And with public charities, you need to give at least 5% back to, the public. So it kind of, it subsides that. But we really want to move to the private charity side of things, because it really shows that you're doing like what's good for the community and not taking it for yourself.
So a public charity can take 95% of the profits and feed it to itself?
Yes. Well, perhaps.
They could if they wanted to, or?
Yeah, they could if they wanted to. They have to donate at least 5%. They can hold 95% of what they make like back, but they have to give 5%. So what they do with that, like, money that they're holding back and not donating, they can, do whatever they want with that kind of, and then they need to donate at least 5% of,
So if I'm kind of a stingy guy.
Yeah.
If I'm giving money to a charity, $100.
Yeah.
I want to see the lion's share of that $100 going to help someone's inner colloquial was, what do you call it again?
Right. They're cochlear implants.
Cochlear implants.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't. they're coconut.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I mean, and so how does that work with you though? Like, how much are you able to give back enough to be proud of it, or is that something you're concerned about?
Yeah,
or?
no, we're giving it all. So we run into a lot of things where we have no money and we have to fundraise again, and that's like the reality for really small nonprofits. We're like being upfront, like we're so tiny compared to like some of the people that I've talked with that have these nonprofits that are being featured, in the Washington Post and
it takes
New York
time,
Times.
right?
Yeah, it takes
and
a
the
lot
right
of time.
backers and right famous backers or money bags.
Yeah, and you have to be okay, with not moving as fast as you want to or scaling as much as you want to, and you can't.
But you're doing a good thing.
Yeah, well, yes, but you can't compare yourself to people that are doing better or more scalable things or their timeline's moving faster, because that will only kind of like hinder your own quest.
Yeah, if you're comparing yourself against, I don't know, that famous person on Instagram or whatever, like people like to do, that's not fair.
Yeah.
What's your goal? Your goal is not to be better than that Instagram person. It's to be helping people.
Right.
With their colloquial implant. I'm gonna get it one day. All right, so what's like the biggest needle mover you did in the first 30 to 90 days of the actual, nonprofit being set? What's the biggest like needle mover, and then what's the biggest waste of your freaking time that you can warn the next person, hey, don't focus on this?
Gosh, can I start with what was the waste of my time?
Dude, please.
I was very angry about. I've been like stewing about this. Like,
go on.
Gosh. Okay, this is gonna sound like kind of crazy up front because you really think that this will be the moneymaker. But, grant writing. So we're in the helping people with hearing. That's obviously in the health department, like that's in the health sector of things, right? And writing grants, you're asking bigger bigger things, bigger fish for money. But these big fish, they want to help the bigger things that need money, right? Like that's cancer research, that's like all this other like pressing, more prevalent health issues.
Yeah, because people die of cancer, they don't die of not being able to hear good.
Right. So yes, exactly, that's what a lot of the company or the people that you're asking money for think. That's the same thought process. So me being so small and with my like percentage of people that I'm trying to help being small compared to the other big fish.
Plus, like, who are you from Adam? Like, why are they going to give you? They don't know you.
Right. And so trying to prove that in a paper when you're like typing and trying to write a grant is like impossible. And I found that out very quickly.
Did you not get any money from grants, or kind of was it sounded like?
It took so much time, and anyone who writes grants knows that like anything that you do in a day, it doesn't matter. Like it takes so long to write a good, grant proposal, and it's just like.
But do you know how to do it now?
I do. I do. So I guess it'll maybe help me out in the future. But
you saved money on college tuition, I guess.
Yes.
It's a school of hard knocks.
Yes.
So that's your biggest waste. What about your biggest, like, hey, this moved the needle. This really got us going.
Yes, honestly, like networking with my like local businesses, that I underestimated that, and I don't think anyone should, because it really and it really kind of like drove what we want to do, which is help local people in our community, like. And so it's everyone in the community helping everyone else, which I think is really cool. And I think Sound of Kindness is really cool because we don't only make an impact on like the people that we help, but we also make an impact on people that help us. Like it kind of sparks this joy and this like.
Plus, you're a customer.
Sunshine.
You're a customer too, right?
Oh yeah, I am. Yeah. Yep. And so I know what it is, like how pressing that financial burden can be. But I mean I have no experience with not being able to pay for my hearing aid, and that's something I'm really grateful for. And I know people don't have that, and so. That's what we do.
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense that the bigger fish, they want to fry the cancer ideas. They want to deal with the big pressing things.
Yes.
And it seems really tough. Like, so do you have people working with you? Like volunteers?
Gosh, that's
staff?
something that's on one of our like 5-year plans, is to get like a really concrete group group of people helping.
For volunteers?
Yes,
or
for volunteering. Right now it's our board, which we have 3 people on. me, myself included, obviously.
You're one of the three.
But yes, people do love to help. People will come to you. You'll find that people will come to you with their ideas, but not necessarily want to execute them. So.
Oh yeah, the kitchen table ideas.
Oh yes.
I got some good ideas.
Yes. And then I'm like, great. Do you want to help? And they're like, no.
No, I just want to tell you how to do your thing and not help or be productive at all. So what's harder than most people think about running a nonprofit? Is, I mean, it seems hard to me in general, but I've also thought about trying to start my own nonprofit in the moving industry.
Yeah.
But what's day to day harder than you thought it was going to be?
Day to day, just doing it, you know?
The grind.
I had to set a goal for myself when I was first starting because I knew I would never start if I didn't do this. I was like, okay, Piper, 5 minutes a day. And that sounds crazy, but just hear me out. 5 minutes a day, and if you just do it for 5 minutes, you'll start doing it for an hour, and you kind of gaslight yourself into thinking you're only going to do it for 5 minutes, but you block out an hour of time for yourself, and then, you know, by the end of the hour, you finally get done with, you know, whatever you wanted to do, and you do that 4 times a week, so then you put in, you know, 4 hours a week, and then it snowballs.
Yeah, consistency is the biggest thing for me. Like, now that I'm the boss, no one's really telling me what to do, what I have to do. So I have to do the same thing. I have to set up, all right, dude, get to the office, turn your computer on, and just start working 5 minutes.
Yes.
Put 5 minutes in.
Yeah.
And then an idea gets done, and you're like, damn, that was 3 hours. Okay, cool. Still got it.
Yeah.
So what kind of fundraising has worked the best for you?
I would say that just like the raffle fundraising is really.
What do you raffle off?
We raffled off some Mount Bachelor like passes, like not for skiing but for water sports. That was really cool. We got a rug store, Area Rug Connections.
Oh, yeah, I love Area Rug Connection.
Yeah, they gave us like a $100 gift card. Let's see.
Well, have you thought about going around and talking to more businesses? Because, I mean, it only makes sense for a business to give to their local community. If there's a face they could put to it, that they know, like, all right, my money, my $1,000 I'm going to give is actually, or my raffle and gift is going to be gifted properly, kind of thing.
Yeah. No, I think it's a really great place to start and to go. Yeah.
I mean, I know I'd be down with. No one has ever come up to my company and said, "Hey, we're a nonprofit. We want your money." No one's ever asked. So all you gotta do is ask.
All you gotta do is ask. I think that's one of the most important things. Is
networking and just not being scared to get out there and do it. So, what's the weirdest challenge you've ran into yet? Like something weird that's come upon your plate. You weren't expecting it. Your curveball got thrown at you. You didn't see it. It hit you in the nose.
You know, Nate, if I'll tell you this since you're thinking about starting a nonprofit. If you're gonna do it all by yourself and you're not gonna hire, you know, some accountant or some lawyer, it comes back to the darn paperwork. It is like.
The dotted I's and the crossed T's?
Yes, it is never ending. So prepare yourself for that.
I hate paperwork.
And the deadlines, yeah.
The deadlines. Yeah, my moving company is nothing but deadlines all the time. The deadlines are set in stone, and we can't be going over our deadlines kind of thing.
Yeah.
So paperwork deadlines, it just sounds, maybe I don't start a nonprofit. Maybe I just start giving the sound of kindness. So what does a normal work week look like for you? Do you work 5 days a week? Do you take weekends off? Like what do you do?
Well, I'm a full-time college student, so it's evolving and it's changing, and I think I have to be okay with that. Obviously, during the summers, I'm a lot more in there, and then you know, during the school year, I have to be okay with giving less of my time, and sometimes I'll feel guilty for that, but you can't do that to yourself.
Yeah, so, I mean, you still got to build yourself. Like you gotta get your college in. You gotta build yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
If you give everything to the sound of kindness of your company or your project, you're gonna fizzle out.
Yeah.
I've done it many times.
Yeah. What I talked about was, I mean, I have to start with at least 4 hours a week during the summer, but I'll get up to like 8 hours, but then you ask yourself, you know, what's your productivity time? Like how many hours are you spending actually doing something and getting something done and not just going down a giant rabbit hole that you found yourself in?
Have you found yourself to be more productive in the morning, the evening? Have you learned yourself better by doing this?
Yes. This is gonna sound really funny. I go after breakfast before lunchtime because I just fueled myself, and then I'm working, and then I get that break to eat, and then I will work a little bit more, and then I'm done. That's the summer schedule. But I find during the school year, I'll have to do it after classes. So I mean, I'll just work with whatever time I got. But I find what's helpful when you have a very fluid schedule is just Google Calendar, like blocking out the time, like that's getting down to like the very nitty gritty.
I go hard on my Google Calendar.
Yeah.
I go hard. It's all crazy. Yeah. I do it every day. Nothing but Google Calendar. Look at this.
Oh my
color
gosh.
coded.
Wow. Wait,
color coded.
you're making me
Everything's
jealous of my
crazy.
Google Calendar.
Isn't it?
Jeez.
See,
My goodness.
I go crazy on it.
Oh my gosh.
And it's one of the small hacks. The Google Calendar has been a perfect hack for me.
Yes.
Set a reminder. All right, I gotta go in there. And for me, my productivity time is in the mornings. I've had a good night's sleep.
Yes.
I'll grab a coffee, go into my office, leave it on cold temperature, just fire up that computer and just start going.
Yeah.
That's where I find it. And then sometimes I'll be in there and I'll come out and it's 4 p.m. Like, what? I should have at least gone pee during that time. Yikers. All right, so when a family reaches out, so you got yourself started. But when a family reaches out, or how does someone get one of them honkers put in their ear if they're needy? Like, how do they know to contact you? Walk me through all this.
Yes. Okay. So we had to set up a very rigid process because you're deciding who gets money and who doesn't, and so how do you do something like that?
Who you mean families?
Yes. So you'll have two families come to you. They'll go to our website and you push the apply now button and you fill out this question form. You send it in, and it's kind of it's hard, but it's whoever gets there first gets the money that we have, and then the next person in line will then get the next
monies.
Yes. So it's kind of a first come first served basis.
Yeah.
Because you can, and then also at the same time is the need, like how much does someone need this, and that's one of the questions that we put in. Not the straight up question, because
how much you need it?
Everyone needs it.
I want to hear.
No. But we run on the first come first serve basis to create a fair game.
I was kind of imagining it being like the emergency room where, like, even if I got there before you, if my legs are blown off, they're gonna let the
you kind of find that everyone's legs are blowing off and everyone needs an equal amount of help.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't hear, you can't hear. Like, was it get worse than that? You can't hear, man.
Yeah.
You got two families that both reply roughly at the same time. You got to give it to whoever is a millisecond first.
Right. Yeah. That's actually how heart transplants work and liver transplants. Yeah. It's whoever got on the list first. Well, obviously, they take in other factors into consideration, like are you going into like sepsis or whatever. But yeah.
You're gonna die immediately.
Yeah.
All right. So then that makes sense. So the family reached out. They get through your website.
Yes.
You picked them.
Yes.
Not because you like them more, because they're first. And then what happens next?
And then I like to move fast, like because it's in my hands. I can do whatever I want. It's my thing, and I like to
flexing on the camera.
Yeah, I'm looking.
I like being proud of. I mean, you're definitely you're a hard worker. You're fun. You're outgoing. Like you're killing it right now. So I'm loving hearing about this. Go on.
But I like to. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste their time. Obviously, they're in need. I want to help them.
Yeah.
So we move quick. Like as soon as I get the form and I work out some checks and boxes or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll you're set up. We'll help.
So it can be an ASAP, like. If you're not in college or in a class right now, you're at home, you're getting through this, and right after breakfast and before lunch,
yes,
it's getting done.
Yes.
So submit your form a little bit after breakfast.
Yes, that would be the best time to do it.
So what are oh my goodness, the honey in here just started sticking to my throat. What are the biggest barriers families hit when trying to get support. So it's money, right?
Yeah. Also, just not knowing your resources. A lot of families, local families that I've met with, don't know that these resources exist.
Yeah.
So getting the word out there, spreading the word, talking to different people, is like the most important thing. Like boots on the ground, like just doing it.
Do you go out there and do you search for people with hearing loss or hearing issues? How do you, like, you're a Batman is getting the bat signal?
You gotta, I kind of like to think of it as this like, 3-step process. So I work through audiologists, and those audiologists obviously serve people who have hearing loss, but then they also see the people who have hearing loss and have need, right? And so that's kind of my funnel that I've found. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you find an audiologist? And also, that's a cool name, audiologist. For someone who can't hear that good,
right.
that well.
Right, yeah.
Got to call for an audiologist. It's a fun, sounds like a yodel. Anyway, sorry, I digress. How do you find them?
You basically go like door knocking, and also like personal connections too are underestimated.
Yep. You were saying it keeps coming back to that.
Yep. Creating your web, that's. Your roots are so important.
Did you make your website yourself, or did you have to hire somebody?
I made it myself.
Oh, no way.
Okay.
Well, so you're doing everything yourself.
Well, that's kind of the hard part because you can only do it so much yourself.
Yeah.
But I used GoDaddy, and they helped me with my domain. They helped me set up my email. They helped me, set up my website. So I think finding websites that help you do, kind of all the things that you need to do is very important. Yeah.
I've made a few websites. I started some businesses and done some things. Started websites, and GoDaddy was pretty easy. Wix was pretty easy.
Did you like Wix?
I like Wix. I stopped using Wix. Now I have a company do my website, and it's just better.
Okay.
Like the crawler robots of the Google empire, they just don't. They like see Wix and GoDaddy ones, and they're like, those ones aren't as cool. They don't look at them as like. They don't look as hard at them, I guess, but the better built WordPress type websites, they look at better. I don't know. And now I pay someone to do my website, and I get a lot more traffic. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's important. Like, you're gonna have to pay to play, but I checked your website. You look good. There was one thing that was on the personal cell phone though. You see that one?
I know.
Like the P's in the wrong position.
I can't figure that out. You guys, if you're on your computer watching this right now, please look at it on your computer.
Yeah, on the computer it looks good. Sound kindness.
Kindness.org, yeah.
It looks great on the computer, but on the cell phone,
yes.
That P's in the wrong position.
I'm going to fix it.
You gotta move the P.
Gotta update it.
Okay, so what was it like your very first client, customer? What do you call them?
Yes. I don't. Maybe I should establish a name. I just call it, the people.
The person's name.
Yeah, the family.
Joe Fish. Joe whatever.
Yeah.
Joe Fish is a weird name, but.
I can't talk about names because it's all protected under HIPAA and all of that. But I call it the families that I want to help, the kids, and so when this family comes to me. Wait, sorry, what was the question?
No, it's all good. I was going to ask, I said that the very first person you helped, what was that like? Can you tell me the story of that?
It was so exciting. I was so excited.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I really was like, wow, this is like, when you create something and when it comes to you finally, and or more so you like work toward it and you get it. And
you believed in yourself this whole time.
Yes, and there's nothing better than just like, having that, and so being able to say yes, like we can help you,
and you actually were able to do it.
Yes, and knowing that I think is so cool, and also like year to year reaching your goals, like as a startup, you need to have your SMART goals and
set your goals. You know, your week goals, the month goals, year goals, 10-year goals.
So hitting that. Oh my gosh.
I wish I could turn the camera and just show this cute little puppy.
There's a tiny dog barking at the window.
Anyway, this is full of distractions, which is perfect. It's nice, good, easily distractible podcast.
Yes.
Works for me. All right. Anyway, so you're very proud of yourself. You got that first client, customer helped. Yes. That's a beautiful feeling.
Yes.
So what's your long-term vision now?
Gosh, thinking like 15 years into the future, I have big ideas. Obviously, you can have ideas, but how are you going to execute them?
Go on.
Right. I would really love to we would really love to take Sound of Kindness to third world countries and provide hearing tests and hearing aids to children who wouldn't even have access to them any otherwise. I'm going into I want to be a physician. I'm going into the healthcare area. And so I think, after I go to medical school and do my residency and all the things, the long haul.
And you got some work ahead of you.
Yep. I'll be able to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what's one thing we'll hit you with some fast questions.
Yes.
Give me with a fast answer response. We're going to wrap this up a little bit. So what's one thing you're oddly good at?
Baking, frosting cakes.
Frosting cakes?
Baking cakes.
What's the best part about being a person in charge? The person in charge.
Being able to set your own work schedule.
What's the worst part?
Being able to set your own work schedule.
Isn't that crazy how it's the freedom that you're given is actually is both powerful and intoxicating, and also if you don't use it, you hate yourself?
Yep.
Yeah, so we're the same. All right, what's something you've said 1,000 times this year?
What are we doing? What am I doing?
What's the most underrated way someone can support your mission? No money required.
Spread the word.
Spread the word.
Spread the word.
And how can they spread their word?
They can say, hey, there's this nonprofit, Sound of Kindness, and then, say our mission statement, look at our website. Just the little things are big.
Okay, well, if Stand Up Kindness had a theme song, what would that vibe be?
You know that song where it's like when you're
Jeopardy?
Yes, it's not because of the waiting thing. That's not our vibe. It's because every time I would be working on something, that's the sound that plays in my head.
That's funny because with your dad, we're in the same networking group.
Yes.
And sometimes we need to all, as a group, take 30 seconds and write stuff. And I always make everyone laugh because I bust that out on my phone. I got it on there, that Jeopardy theme song.
Yes.
Full blast.
Yep. I love that. That's
it cracks me up. All right, so for anyone listening who's thinking about starting a nonprofit, what piece of advice would you give them before they jump in?
Gosh, there's this really influential person who I look up to all the time. Her name's Jamie Lee Curtis, and she is the
She's a lady in Alien?
What?
Jamie Lee Curtis?
Oh, wait, no, not Jamie Lee Curtis. Gosh, no. Jamie Lima. Yeah, Jamie Lima. Jamie Kern Lina.
Now you're on the spot.
Okay.
Oh no.
Sorry guys. There's a lot of famous Jamie people. Wait, Jamie Lee Curtis is an actor. Hold on.
Yeah, I think she got stabbed a bunch in the Michael Myers movies.
Yeah. So the way I said that really confidently. No, Jamie Kern Lima. Look her up. She was the CEO of It Cosmetics and sold to L'Oreal for $1.2 billion in 2016.
Dang.
And she was interviewed on a podcast like this, and one piece of advice she said was know your why and fly bird fly. And I think that's really important is knowing why you're doing it, because it gets you through the days when you don't really know why you're doing it.
So that's what you see that quote as. What is it again?
Know your why, fly bird fly.
All right, so you got your passion, that's your why, right?
Yes.
And you've already done the fly bird fly, you took off. You're young, so people who are young, you can't be like, I'm too young. No, you're not. I don't have any money. Oh, you'll find it. All the things that were able to speed bump you, just kind of I got it.
Brush them aside,
Yep. So how can folks find you now? You got your website, which was soundofkindness.org.
Yes, we have Sound of Kindness on Instagram and Facebook. Mm-hmm. And then just around town, I'll be out there talking to people, bothering people, knocking on doors. Hey.
Do you put pop-up tents at any of the music things?
I've wanted
events?
to. Yeah. That would be really cool.
But it costs money.
Everything costs money.
Everything costs money. Well, with that, this has been another episode of the Venture into Business podcast. Thanks for joining me, Piper.
Thank you for having me, Nate.
Until next time, venture on, my friends. We did it.
Yay. When you're
Jeopardy?
yes.